Come and unlock your power. SME Unleashed. Grow your business hour by hour.
Hi everyone, I'm Naomi from SMEs Unleashed, and I'm here with Gareth Wax today, and I'm going to do a Meet the Member. So we're going to get to find out a little bit about each of our members so we can all see how brilliant they are. And I'm going to start off with you today, Gareth, and just to liven you up a little bit, I'm going to get you going with this or that, okay? So I'm going to chuck some words at you, so you just tell me what's your preference. So, coffee or tea?
I like both.
Bit quicker than that. Let's go a bit quicker. Tea. Okay, good. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Okay, not to surprise me. Planning or winging it?
I plan and then wing it.
Okay, good. Zoom or in person?
Oh, Zoom.
Okay, right, good. So then I'm going to ask you a little bit about your business, Gareth. So in one sentence, can you just tell me, what do you do?
We try and interrupt the routine on LinkedIn so people see you as being a safe pair of hands to do business with. We're not just about creating any old content, we're about creating stuff that makes people think for a moment that maybe they've looked at it all wrong, or maybe they haven't looked at it all wrong, but it needs further discussion. But also at the back end of that, we try and make it so people remember you, hence why we create business-related music. And I'm proud to say we created the theme tune for SME Unleashed.
Which we love, and it's firmly in my brain. Love it. That's longer than a sentence, but I'm going to let you take that because I think that was really good. Very clear. That's all good. So who do you love working with? Who are your ideal clients?
Oh, I love people who aren't constrained by one single view of anything, who are willing to step outside of it and look 30 degrees to one side or the other. For people who say, let's not just think outside the box, let's discard the box entirely and start from a different point of view. I find it difficult to be too constrained in my creative thinking. I like to come up with ideas that not so much that no one's thought of, but maybe they haven't thought of it presented this way. That's that's the kind of people I want to work with, people who want to do better by saying more things to people, communicating more effectively.
Yeah, love that. Okay, so you solve a few different problems,
Yes.
but so tell us some, because I'm not going to tell us one problem that you solve, because you tick a few different boxes here, don't you? So go on, you go for it.
How kind of you to say so. I am an autistic, ADHD, dyslexic, and I've made it my mission to help people communicate more effectively. And communication can take many forms. And it happens to be that I'm kind of driven by various different obsessions. And one of my obsessions happens to be LinkedIn and its algorithms. The algorithm that's currently on its 360 brew is completely put everything on its head. Before, it was all about how many times you showed up and how many more people who got to jump on your pitch and to repost it. It's no longer about that. It's now about how consistent you are at portraying your own message in a way that other people see you as a force for good. If you don't do that, and if you don't make sure that the content that you put out represents who your company represent, then LinkedIn will pigeonhole you and push you towards the wrong people. The whole idea is to make sure that every time you talk about stuff that is relevant to what your business is about, that you back it up, not so much with information and facts, but with comments and reactions to things, and testimonials from people who have used it and worked with it, so that it can be portrayed correctly. Half the time, people put out all sorts of stuff that is just ignored.
Yeah.
It's far better for people to take notice of you and to be drawn in that way than if they just see, more content I can ignore as AI slop. So my big problem at the moment is a love-hate relationship with AI. Everybody's jumped on the bandwagon. Which AI is best? Is it Claude? Is it ChatGPT? Is it Perplexity? Is it this? Without realizing that the premise behind it is, do you know who you're trying to influence with what you say? And if so, are you actually fixing problems that they actually have?
Yeah.
I tell a story called The Better Mousetrap. Um, if you've got a mouse in your house, and I'm sorry, anybody out there who wants to save mice, please close your ears right now. But if you've got a mouse in your house and it's eating your food or whatever it is, and you either want to get rid of it, you could use a humane trap or a mouse trap. And you can go to buy one from Pound Shop for £1, right? And that'll kill a mouse. But you can go to Draper's and get a Bluetooth-enabled one that scans the mouse and then sends you a message once it's been caught and all the rest of it. And that's about, I think, £70-80. And it'll kill a mouse. But in practice, what are you going to do? You'll go for the Pound Shop one because it will kill a mouse. Don't necessarily build a better mousetrap unless it does something fundamentally to change the way in which you do the core operation. In this case, killing the mouse. The fact it's Bluetooth enabled, has got a blue light on it and looks pretty, is kind of irrelevant to the problem. And that's half the problem. I'm constantly coming across people who are trying to build a better mousetrap. And instead, what I'm saying to them is, if you are building a better mousetrap, champion a different aspect of it rather than the main core element that does the same thing as the Pound Shop one does.
Yeah.
You see my point?
Yeah, I do see your
Better
point.
communication, getting more people to take notice of how you can help them do better.
So that's kind of the result that people would get from working with you, though, isn't it? That's what you would do for them.
Oh, I would bring my bizarrely over stimulated brain to come up with methods of putting out content or ways in which to create content that move the needle, that get people to stop and interrupt the routine. If you don't interrupt the routine, if they carry on doing what they've always done, they always get what they always got. And the whole point about it is to try and do something different.
So absolutely.
And part of the way we do that is by giving people both an audio ident in the form of something they can instantly recognise, instantly hook into. That's more critical than anything else. But as well as creating visual cues on LinkedIn, or it could be other platforms, so they instantly recognise what the value you bring is, what your core values are. That's critical to all this. And that's what we fundamentally do. So our fundamental process is to get your profile, the way you're presented to the world, to be such that people have stopped and they want to find out more. Fair enough. And then to create content that keeps that up. We also help people build podcasts and make sure those podcasts are talking or aimed at the right sort of people who will best understand that messaging.
Yep. Okay. So, guys, honestly, if you want to talk to Gareth more about this, you can message him directly as well. So just remember that.
One last thing. I've got a methodology and a mode to help you do lead generation. Now, a lot of people do lead generation without first having gained authority. So the process for us is gain authority by relevant content and that sort of mission, then start the process of doing lead generation, because if you can then point back to efforts you've already made to do that online and say, this is what represents us, then it's much easier to create the leads and then close them down. And we can help do all of those things.
Okay, brilliant. So a little bit about you then, Gareth. What do you enjoy the most about what you do?
Oh, well, there's two sides of it. I love it when I say something about either the way they approach LinkedIn or even the way they communicate, and suddenly I see the scales fall from their eyes and they go, wow, I hadn't thought of that before. Love that.
Yeah.
And the second thing I like is when they come back to me, as one did only Friday afternoon, and said, you realise the reason we're still working with you is that you keep coming up with different ideas and don't just stick with the same old one and keep beating the same drum. I love that too. So it's,
You are an idea generator, definitely. It just pops out of you. You're just creative.
Yes, I just think that when you're working in a very constrained mode, LinkedIn is very constrained about how you can present yourself and what you can say. There are certain elements within there that nobody ever touches, nobody ever thinks about. Little things. Like, here's one. At the moment, there's a feature on LinkedIn that's only really accessible through the mobile phone, which is where you can describe how to pronounce your surname. Yeah? It comes out a little speaker icon, you click on it. Yeah. If pronouncing your surname is what's holding you back from better sales, then I say that you've probably got bigger fish to fry. So instead, what I say is do this. Use that 10-second as a marketing spiff. Say something magical about what happens when they engage with you. Don't promise anything specific. Just say, this is our intent. This is what we're about. You've got 10 seconds. It's amazing what you can say in 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Yeah.
Do that.
Okay.
And it's free marketing. Grab it with both hands, guys.
That's amazing. I love that. I was going to come to you for some tips in a minute, but you've just given us one right there.
I've got plenty more.
I like this question because this is so... I found out a lot about you recently, so this is quite good. So tell us your hidden talents and hobbies, because you are into literally everything, especially to do with music. I love it. I don't know how much time we got here, so keep it short, because I know you, because you're literally into so much stuff.
I'm a foodie, as you can probably tell by the size of me. I love food, particularly focus on cheese. I usually got between 14 and 20 cheeses in the fridge at any one time, and we often, one day we tend to have a cheese board out. We get all different ones, crackers, grapes, and all the rest of it. I love cheese. Started making cheese recently to some success. I've been making butter for a while. I recently learned how to make my own bacon. That was wonderful. A recipe from a Mennonite I met on holiday 2 years ago. Right.
That wasn't where I thought you were going to go, but okay.
Music.
That's what
I am part of a band called Encrypted Love, the ENCRIPTED, Encrypted Love. We're about to launch a new album. We've got a live album on there at the moment, but the new one's going to be some of those songs tidied up, plus some new ones. We have been playing at the various fringe festivals. We are playing this year at the Shaftesbury Fringe and also at the a couple of other locations as well. Love that. I love writing music, and I love creating memorable tunes. I wrote a tune which was sung by my wife, and it's been picked up by a country and western singer based in North America, who is at the moment recording the vocal for it. And then we've already got some interest over there, and hopefully we'll get a big push. I love all that.
Brilliant.
I recently wrote some music for a fish bar in Kettering. And I wrote 5 different varieties of it. I've just released an album of business music. I forgot to tell you, Naomi, your music's on it as well.
Yes.
And the album is called Brand Alchemy.
Okay, brilliant. Send me a link.
If you look on Spotify or Apple Music or any of those, it should be out there. And the author, of course, is Many Purple Hats. So you'll see it. It should come up. But
Brilliant.
you'll see there's 5 different versions of the Atlantis Fish Bar tune. But one of them's Bangra, another one's Emotional Rock, another one. It just goes to show that
You've got great talent. I love it, Gareth.
Yeah, and I love
Absolutely.
that. I love that. Music for a purpose.
No, absolutely. It's brilliant. No, I'm well impressed. When you first said to me you're going to write a song for SMEs Unleashed, I didn't really know what to think. I thought you were going to write me a jingle. And then you played me 3 options and I loved every one of them and I just didn't know which one to go for. I had to ask the team. I was like, which one? But we all picked that one because it was just so poppy and so uplifted. But they all did their job amazingly. It was absolutely brilliant. You really got what I wanted. It was amazing.
It was a painless process, wasn't it, Naomi? It was
so easy. You literally had 3 options for me like the day after. It was amazing. But really 3 strong options. So we were all so chuffed with what we got given. Honestly, what you've done is brilliant with that song and we all love it. And it just really fits that purpose. So no, well happy with that. If you were to give any business tips if you could give, I don't know, just a couple of business tips to anyone in this community, what would you say? What would you offer up that they might not have thought of?
I'm going to give one LinkedIn one and one non-LinkedIn one, if that's all
Come
right.
on. Yeah, yeah, you go for it.
The non-LinkedIn tip is, I suppose, ensuring that your public knows why you exist. Most of the time, they say we do this, we do that, we do the other, but there's a core message of some sort. If they don't understand what that is, if you haven't boiled it down to that, then you'll be bamboozling more than you'll be edifying. And the whole trick of this is to find out what it is that you do that makes other people want to be investing their time, effort, and money in you. That's
Yeah,
I know it sounds trite, but if you're not absolutely crystal clear about that, what it is that you provide that moves the needle for them,
yeah,
then how are you going to promote yourself consistently and effectively?
yeah. No, like that. Okay. And
And
what's the other one?
the LinkedIn tip is this: the banner across the top, if it has lots of information in it, lots of different stuff, you have approximately 1 to 3 seconds to grab people's attention. So you need to be very crystal clear about what it is you're going to do to help them. I referred to my first idea. So
Yeah.
instead of having lots of stuff all over it, concentrate on having a mission statement in the middle of it. Doing X to help Y achieve Z. So
Yeah.
in that first 3 seconds, they know whether they're in the right place. Because, guys, you want people to say no. You really do. Because that way, the ones who don't say no are potential yeses. So you want to make sure that the people who aren't interested in you aren't bothering with you. But the people who are, who want to know how to get hold of an Okikoki 2000 or whatever it is you're promoting, immediately know why you exist. So make sure you. Now, the last thing to say about that is, and start it halfway across the banner, because last year 85% of LinkedIn users started their LinkedIn journey on a mobile phone. The
Okay.
dimensions are different from that on a computer,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it will tend to truncate from the left. So if you start your word too soon, your picture will just right over the top beginning of the words, and that's not a great look. There you go.
Okay. Brilliant. And last question. How would you describe SMEs Unleashed and why should people come and join us?
Okay, there's two things here. One is you. Naomi has not just been kind, but listening and supportive, but also she comes up with, I don't know, ways to make me feel less stressed. And that sounds silly, but my goodness, in this world that's constantly with extra fuel prices, who knew that was going to play a part in my
Oh,
life?
I know, it's
And
called so.
extra this and restrictions on that. It's good to have someone that I know I can drop a message to on the Heartbeat app that she uses. And she comes back to me, usually within an hour or so, and with something just to lift me up a bit. Brilliant. So that's one thing. So,
Okay.
These Unleashed will be nothing without you, Naomi. Nothing.
Thanks, Gareth.
But secondly, as a group of people, I've been I'm very divisive as a character. I know this. But they just accepted me. And acceptance in this day and age is something I don't always get. And I suppose I'm a bit punch drunk with it. I'm used to not being accepted, but to be just accepted and everybody's supportive, yeah, it bloody lovely.
Oh, that's so sweet. And
So,
well, you're
and you
able,
can
Gareth.
quote
We
me
all
on
love
that.
you.
Join
Ab-
SMEs Unleashed because the people in it are bloody lovely.
Oh, thank you so much. That's amazing. Well, that's great. Thank you so much. This is the first one of these we've done, and I'm going to go through the members. We're going to do them. Everyone's going to get to know a little bit about each other. I think it's really nice, and we'll also share some of these on socials so everyone gets to see who is in the community. So thank you so much for your time, Gareth. That's amazing. It's been so lovely chatting to you today.
It's been an
And
absolute. And if anybody wants half an hour of my time, no obligation, no
that's
cost, I'll look at their profile and give them some tips and tricks then and there.
exactly. And as I said, within the community, you can message Gareth one-to-one. So literally, he's totally available for you. So thank you so much. Lovely to speak to you.
A pleasure.
SME Unleashed. Come and unlock your power. SME Unleashed. Grow your business hour by hour.